Steve. Yeah, that's right. We're watching another episode of Steve Wilkos. First episode I did of Steve Wilkos got my most views I have. So, naturally, I'm going to do another one. Because you gotta feed the beast that is the algorithm when doing this. And I'm a dirty little slut for the algorithm. So please, watch, comment. I will respond to all the comments. Let me know. Do you like the Steve Wilkos ones? I'll be the Steve Wilkos guy. I'll only do Steve Wilkos videos if that's what you people want. Like, comment, I respond to all the comments. I'll let you know how I feel about whatever you said, good or bad. If you watch the first one, you might be one of the people who are like, oh man, is this going to be another one where he just makes child molestation jokes the whole time? Well, I'm here to tell you, you have nothing to worry about. There will be no mention of child molestation in this video.
Years for a crime he did not commit. And he still feels like a prisoner to this day because he's a registered sex offender for life. He was convicted of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse.
I lied. I'm a fucking liar. Look at me. I'm a fucking liar. You've been played as fools. That's gonna be the whole video.
And the victim was an underage girl. But according to Jay, the victim paid him $800 to be her stand-in boyfriend. And now he says he's paying the price for the rest of his life. Take a look.
He told me he was a sex offender the first night before he even came into my home.
Right off the bat, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think if you wear gauges, you have to have had sex with a 14-year-old at one point. I think that's the rule. That's the rule. Pretty sure they won't put them in your ears if you don't admit, if you're not a sex offender.
Backstory of what had happened, that he was put in prison for a decade for false accusing of rape on a 14-year-old. The girl framed him and lied and made up this huge story, and he got a decade in prison.
Yeah, this is probably the most untrustworthy looking guy. Just from looking at his mugshot, I'll tell you, I would never trust this guy around any underage girls. I do feel bad for this big bitch for believing this nonsense.
Now, 2006, what happened?
So in 2006, my life changed. And I was at Dollar General doing shopping like I always do. And I noticed this girl staring at me. So I quickly did my shopping, I got done, I went and I left. She followed me and sat there, came up, started hitting on me, flirting with me.
Very believable. Look at this guy. Come on. I'm sure he has 14-year-old girls coming up to him every day, trying to spit some game, trying to rizz him up. It's probably tough. It's probably tough to be him. And
said, I'm 18. I don't need no one else's permission to sit there and talk to somebody. Well, so I'm like, well, why'd you come up to me? Well, my family doesn't like my boyfriend, and I want to pay you $800 to be my stand-in boyfriend.
What 14-year-old has $800? And why would she choose him of all people to be her stand-in boyfriend instead of like another 14-year-old? Doesn't really make any sense to me. Also, how bad do you think her parents must hate her boyfriend that she looks at this guy and she thinks, oh yeah, my parents are gonna love him. My parents are gonna love this fucking 45-year-old gauge-wearing ponytail pedophilic looking fucker. That's the type of guy they've always wanted for me.
I get a call saying that I'm being accused of rape.
It's the police calling you?
Yes.
And what happens?
They show up at my door. They barge in. I'm asleep. I wake up. I'm confused. I'm scared. Like, what's going on? They handcuff, shackle me, drag me out of my house, take me to the headquarters, throw me into an interrogation room.
So they arrested you?
Yes.
Okay.
They throw me into an interrogation room.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I was guilty. By them, I was guilty.
So they were questioning you?
Yes.
Okay.
And
this guy is giving a very dramatic retelling of the story, but hey, I don't believe him.
And they stuck her affidavit in front of me and
what did the affidavit say?
That I did this.
Okay. And what were you saying?
I didn't do this. I was innocent.
And then you were about to say the cops did what?
They coerced me into giving a confession because they sat there and told me that this wasn't good enough. They balled it up, threw it in the trash.
And what was your confession?
Not once, not twice.
What was your confession?
But 4 times, Steve.
What was your confession?
That I did it.
You said,
I confessed to the crime 4 times, Steve. This poor guy, he didn't get good cop once. He got bad copped 4 times in a row.
you said, yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
You
'cause
wrote
they
down on a piece of
threatened
paper.
me. They threatened me.
What
to
did they
throw
threaten
me.
you with?
They threatened to throw me in a jail cell and tell everybody that I raped a girl and had me killed.
So they did that regardless, even if you signed a confession, right?
Exactly.
So if they were going to do that regardless, why wouldn't you stick to your story and say, I didn't do it?
Because I was scared.
That was a really good point, Steve. Do you think Jay changed from the open hole gauges to the closed hole gauges so that inmates wouldn't put their dicks in the hole anymore?
So if they were going to do that regardless, why wouldn't you stick to your story and say, I didn't do it?
Because I was scared.
When you go in front of judge,
Steve, I had to admit to raping the child. I was scared.
you go in front of judge, he goes to you, did you do this? You're accepting 5 to 10, you're pleading guilty. Did you do it?
Yes.
And you said, yes, judge, I did it. Why wouldn't at that time you say, hey, judge, I'm being railroaded here. This public defender's not serving my best interest. The cops
Because
coerced
I was
me.
afraid, Steve.
Of the judge, too?
No, of what the public defender would have done.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
at this point, don't you want to be a free man?
Yes.
Probably actually a very decent public defender. He's like, I can't even help this fucking liar. But I do like to imagine his public defender was like really bad. He was like bumbling. Like he pulled a rubber chicken out of his briefcase and was like, oh, sorry, Your Honor.
Say, judge, they're screwing me, man.
But in the same sense,
I mean, here's the thing. If they come and lock me up right now, they walk into here and they go, we're locking you up, Steve Wilkos, because you robbed a bank. Well, I know I didn't rob a bank. There's got to be no evidence of me robbing a bank. And if they said, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm like, no, man, I didn't rob a bank. You ain't got no evidence. I'm pleading innocent.
But still, to this day, I still get harassed because I'm not free.
Because you pled guilty.
Is this guy an idiot? Well, obviously he's an idiot.
You pled guilty to being a sex offender. That's why you're being harassed. People don't like sex offenders.
All I did was serve 10 years for child molestation, and people won't even give me a chance. Just misunderstood, kind of like Batman. Shut the fuck up, dude. What are you talking about?
People don't like men or women that commit crimes against children. Because you know why? Children are defenseless. Anything you want to say?
Look at her. Standing by her man. See, ladies, take notes, okay? This is how you stand by your man in times of need.
Anything you want to say to each other?
No, I didn't do it, baby.
I believe you.
Honestly, I don't think she does.
I'm sticking strong. Your kids love me.
Yes, they do.
Your family love me.
Yes, they very much do.
I did not do this. I did not do this. I did not do this. I don't care if you don't believe me.
I don't. I mean, I can't even fake it. I don't believe you.
Dog, nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. What 14-year-old's giving you $800?
Maybe, and I'll be embarrassed if you pass the test, okay? Because I think I'm a pretty good judge of knowing how a story goes. This one, I can't even pretend to believe the story. So my question to you is, and I don't think I'm the smartest guy in the world, but like, I know when I hear it, why are you believing this story?
Because he told me straight out. I didn't have to find out from another source or...
Not a good excuse, honestly.
You have sexual intercourse with that 14-year-old girl. He answered no. And the result for his lie detector test is that Jay did not tell the truth.
It's over. Run that back in slow mo. That shit. It's over for him. He knows it. He knows he's fucked up.
No, listen. I did not do this. You know I did not do this, babe.
I'll tell you something. I don't know if this is going to work out or not. I don't know, and it's your decision. But I would reconfigure that story if I were you. I would come up with a much different story. Something that, you know, somebody that could possibly believe in. Because the story that you're telling and trying to sell, that story sucks. And you suck for sleeping with the 14-year-old.
Steve said it better than I could right there.
You suck for sleeping with the 14-year-old. You're and you want to still stand on the stage and try to convince this innocent person that didn't do anything, that is putting up with your as a registered sex offender. People are trying to hit her with their cars because of what you did.
That's crazy. To her, a miss get ran over. And she probably like came home. She's like, "Oh my God, someone tried to run me over because they know that I'm your girlfriend or whatever." And he's just like stone faced, like, "That sucks, cause I didn't even commit that crime. They're trying to run you over for no reason, baby."
Here's your chance. Here is your chance. How much do you love her? Do you love her enough to tell her the truth? Do you?
Yes.
Well, then tell her the truth.
Tell me from back there.
This is the moment. Comment below if you think he's gonna tell her the truth.
I messed up.
So why didn't you tell me that the first night?
I was afraid.
What? That I wouldn't let you in? That I wouldn't let you near anyone? Or what? Tell me.
I was afraid you weren't gonna accept me for who I was.
Don't you think I would have accepted you better if you told me the truth?
Yes.
I was afraid you wouldn't accept me if you knew I was a sex offender. I just made a little mistake. It was an accident. I'm just a little sex offender.
I want you to ask him a question right now. I want it to come from you. Did you sleep with that 14-year-old?
Did you sleep with her?
Yes. I made a big mistake.
Why didn't you tell me?
I was afraid.
What, that I wouldn't sleep with you? That I wouldn't let you near my daughter?
I made a mistake.
Is that why you wanted to get close to me? Is because of my daughter?
No. 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 That's not true.
Well, I can't believe crap that comes out of your mouth.
I'll
right
say
now.
this. 10 years is a big price to pay to have sex with a 14-year-old.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like these guys can't help themselves. There's something about... This is gonna sound bad. There must be something about kid butt. Kid butt must be one hell of a drug if people are willing to just destroy their lives over it. It's almost like heroin. It seems like heroin. These guys will destroy their family, their finances, in the pursuit of kid butt. That's crazy. Is that not crazy? Is there anything else besides heroin? The two most addictive vices in the whole entire world are heroin and kid butt. I don't make the rules. I'm just reading you the facts.
You won't be able to tell stories anymore because anybody watches the show knows that you did it, but what's going to happen? And I don't know if you can make a total decision, but you tell me, what do you think is going to happen when you walk off the stage? Is it over?
Yeah.
She made a good choice in the end. Good mom. I mean, she probably should have known this guy was a pedophile, or like he definitely did it when he told her the story because it's a really bad story. But in the end, she did the right thing. She got away from this fucking weirdo. And if you ask me, that's a happily ever after on Steve Wilkos, because it doesn't get more happily ever after than that. I hope you like this installment of me reacting to Steve Wilkos. Watch my other videos. Watch the last one if you didn't see it. Subscribe.